What is up, YouTube family? We are back at it one more again. I am back with another Tom Macdonald special. Everybody's been going crazy about this new Tom Macdonald song called Everybody Needs Me, right? So I've been seeing it all over the place, and it looked like he's addressing a lot of the things that's going on in the world right now, especially in this very intense political atmosphere, you know, with the election coming up. It's a lot of this going on. It's a lot of policies being talked about. It's a lot of ideologies being thrown around, and, you know, it's exposing a lot of things that that people are feeling and that people are standing on when it comes to how they feel about, you know, certain principles, morals, values, traditions, customs, you know, rights, freedoms. It's a lot of things being thrown around. So I said, you know, I got to do a reaction to this right here because I want to see from his point of view how it relates to what I'm seeing out here, because I'm very outspoken about a lot of the things that's going on right now. You know, I got girls, I got kids, I got families. I have a certain traditional value system that I abide by, and I'm separating myself from things that I hadn't previously done in the past. I'm taking more of a stand when it comes to these things. So it looks like he's, you know, all of his music, he's been taking stands on all kinds of things, right? But this one looked like he's really directing, you know, everything he's got to say. Like he's talking straight to the people, raw and uncut. So I wanted to get into this and see what he's talking about. I'm anxious to see it. But before I get into it, I got to give a shout out to my girl, Lacey, over at Lacey Media Productions, fellow YouTuber who came across some of my reaction videos, and I guess she was enjoying some of the things she saw, and she went out and shared my video to the Nova song that I did, Lost Girls. She shared it on her platform, on her channel, and brought me to her whole audience. And I just thought that was a really cool gesture. It was a really nice thing to do. I really appreciated, you know, her doing that. That was cool. I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't even know you could do that, you know. So it threw me off guard, right? You know, but I reached out to her and I just thanked her, you know, for the gesture, you know. And we ended up connecting. We exchanged some messages, and she actually, you know, the thing about her, let me just say this, is that, you know, if y'all like my videos, y'all will definitely like her platform, because her whole channel is about the hog family. You know what I'm saying? Like she's dedicated her whole channel to HOG, you feel me? She's hardcore fan. Her energy, her spirit is unmatched. Like, she's got these videos where she's doing the lip sync. She knows all the words. She's a hardcore fan, and I just her energy is infectious. You know, it's pretty amazing to watch, right? And but what it was, you know, so I was checking out some of her videos, her channel and things. And then she hit me up and was like, yo, if you need anything, you need any help, especially when it comes to like copyrights and things like that. And that was like exactly what I needed help with. I was going through a lot of stuff with copyright claims, of course, you know, reaction videos. That's the thing you can't avoid. You got to deal with that, right? And it actually had me thinking that maybe I was going to stop doing this, you know, but with all the love that was being shown, you know, from all you guys, from all the subscribers, all the comments and everything, just the love that was being shown, I was like, yo, I hate to shut this thing down, you know, but you know, the copyrights are killing me, you know. So when she hit me with that, it was like really cool. It was like right on time. It was like she was answering my prayers, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, You are a lifesaver. So we ended up exchanging some information. She sent me her email, and we ended up talking through email and things. And she put me on to some things. And from everything that she, told me to do, plugged me up with some connects. I went through it and did exactly what she told me to do. And boom, she fixed it. Well, the people fixed it, but the people that she put me on to fixed the problem. So that was such an amazing process, and I was actually telling my people about it. And I was especially my kids, and because I everything that I do that's successful, even when I make mistakes, like I try to show them the lesson that can be learned in that, right? But especially when you're doing things successfully, right? I try to show them the lesson in it, and I was showing them how kindness and being courteous and being professional, and just even writing the professional emails that I sent to the people that she connected me to, right? That can take you so far, you know what I'm saying? But and also it's the power of networking, especially when it comes to business and just connecting with people and just helping people, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was a really cool process that we went through, right? It was so many different cool things in that whole moment, and I just wanted to shout out Lacey. You are a queen. You are the best. You know what I'm saying? I just kept saying, like, how can I repay you? And I said one of the things I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to share you with my people. So if y'all get a chance, go check out Lacey Media Productions. I'm going to leave the link in the description and in the comments so y'all can go check out her page. She's big time hog family. And like I said, if y'all liking what I'm doing over here, you're going to love her. So once again, shout out to you. Kindness is an amazing thing. It's infectious. And that's what it's all about. It's about unifying, man. It's about, treating each other with kindness, love, and respect. You know what I'm saying? That's if more people did that, the world would be a much better place. So thank you, Lacey. Now let's get into this thing. I done pulled up the lyrics because I did see a couple of clips of it on social media, like shorts and stuff like that, and it looks like it's an up-tempo type song, so I want to try to catch everything he's talking about. So let's get into this.
I think the world's gone brain dead. Since when did everybody identify as they, them? Cut off all their penises and trade them for some fake breasts. I ain't homophobic, I got gay friends. I just think it's weird that the world's so offended. They tell us fat is beautiful while they take an Ozempic. They wanted to get rich and they started a pandemic, and they really want to win, so they're rigging the elections. Everybody's offended by everything every second, and anytime that I mention that men can never get pregnant, I get aggressively threatened by kids with 17 genders who think a word is a weapon and want to teach me a lesson. And it's crazy P. Diddy did it.
Hold up, man. Like I said, man, every time, man, Tom just be coming off the top with just hitting you with just crazy bars and just saying so much in a little bit of time. Like let's go back. I'm gonna play it again because I'm trying to catch everything. But looking at it, he's addressing so many things that's going on right now, and it just makes sense, and most people don't have the balls to say this, and this is why I fuck with Tom so heavy. I pride myself in having a lot of balls when it comes to saying what I say, right? Especially now, and that's why I had to listen to this song, because on my social media, especially on Facebook, like I'm saying these type of things to my family and friends. Like I'm putting it out there to my personal people, and I'm probably offending a lot of people, right? So I'm definitely feeling what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm rubbing some people the wrong way, but I gotta stand on what I believe in. And what I'm seeing is a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. crazy shit. Like, he's saying it right here. He says, since when did everybody identify as they, them? That's so crazy, because yesterday I just posted, maybe it was day before yesterday, but I just posted, I said, imagine me starting off by announcing my pronouns. like this whole pronoun shit is just crazy to me. Like, I saw a video where Kamala Harris was being totally serious, sitting at a table with some women, and they were about to discuss something serious, some political things, and she was like, I identify as her and she, and I'm wearing a blue business suit, and I was like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, what is she talking about? And because she said that, the next girl that was sitting beside her was like, my name is Kelly, and I identify as she and her, and I'm wearing a tan dress shirt with, and they all went around the table doing this shit. And I was like, yo, who the fuck has time for this? And who the fuck cares? Who cares what your pronouns are, yo? Like, this shit crazy. Like, imagine if I came on here on YouTube and was like, welcome to Quintessential Biz. I identify as him and he, and like, what the fuck is that about? This shit is crazy. Like, whoo. Then he says, cut off all their penises and trade them for some fake breasts. I ain't homophobic. I got gay friends. I just think it's weird that the world's so offended. Tell us fat is beautiful while they're taking Ozempic. Yeah, that's some hypocrite shit. They wanted to get rich and they started a pandemic, and they really want to win, so they're rigging the elections. Yeah, let's see. You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, the election wasn't rigged. Well, technically, you probably can't prove it. But they're definitely doing some crazy shit when it comes to the elections. Like, all you got to do is look at how Hillary sabotaged Bernie's campaign, which was really the first thing that really made me start opening my eyes. It wasn't the first thing. It really started back in Obama's second term. But that right there definitely was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, they rigging shit. And now with this whole Joe Biden, the coup thing, and now them suing RFK Jr. and trying to put Tulsi Gabbard on the terrorist watch list, like, that's some rigging shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's weaponizing some shit that you have power of. And yeah, so I definitely see why he's talking about that. Yeah, it's look at this. He says, everybody's offended by everything, every second, and any time that I mention that men can never get pregnant. I get aggressively threatened by kids with 17 genders who think a word is a weapon when it teach me a lesson. Yeah, like, that right there is crazy to me. Like, even when you say things that are scientific fact, like men can't get pregnant, they will throw tomatoes at you. You know what I'm saying? They will demonize you. They will say you're crazy. Right? And it's like, yo, we can't say anything now. And I think that's what his point he's making with this whole song right here is, he's like, yo, everybody's offended by everything. You can't say anything now. They're trying to cancel comedians, you know, for joking about anything. Everything is so sensitive right now. You got to be so politically correct right now. And you know, there's only a few of us that are going to stand up and be like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm one of them people. And I think that's why I fuck with Tom so much, because, you know, he's definitely doing it on a much bigger scale. Look at the middle fingers everywhere. Like, That shit, yo, he had a middle finger on his head. Like, this shit is wild, man. So let's continue with this. Let's see where it's going.
Rappers and hitting women on camera, conviction ain't gonna happen. Hit the evidence instead of putting him in the.
My bad. Let's go back.
I think the world's gone brain dead. Since when did everybody identify as they, them? Cut off all their penises and trade them for some fake breasts. I ain't homophobic, I got gay friends. I just think it's weird that the world's so offended. They tell us fat is beautiful while they take an Ozempic. They wanted to get rich and they started a pandemic. And they really want to win, so they're rigging the elections. Everybody's offended by everything every second. And anytime that I mention that men can never get pregnant, I get aggressively threatened by kids with 17 genders who think a word is a weapon and want to teach me a lesson. And it's crazy, P. Diddy diddling rappers and hitting women on camera. Conviction ain't gonna happen, hit the evidence. Instead of putting him in the slammer cause he's too rich to be canceled, we try to fill a prison cell with the president. Born in Canada, move to the USA, where you're probably a racist if you're not gay. All of my blacks, all of my whites, if you on the left, if you on the right, if you got a weenie and or a genie, they, them, he, she, everybody needs me. All of my straights, all of my gays, all of my bars who swing both ways. If you got a weenie, tatas and pee-pees, they, them, he, she, everybody needs me. One the doctor, tell him save me man. Me to see one rapper, he a chi-chi man. I think the world's gone mad. The black lives still matter, or is trans the new black? Every time I rap, I got them crapping they pants. They having cardiac arrest like they all had the jab. It's weird, take a look at your history. You're yelling free Palestine, look what happened when you freed Britney. Your children ain't paid, they've been watching too much Disney. Eminem fans praying Shady will diss me. Everybody's so triggered that I just keep getting.
Oh man, hold up. Yo, that chorus was wild. Yo, let's go back. If you got a weenie or a vagini, they, them, he, she, everybody needs me. Yo, that's wild, man. You know what this reminds me of is it reminds me of early Eminem. It reminds me of when Eminem used to have the balls to like say anything and just go against the system and be like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm going against all this shit, right? I'm calling it out. Like, I ain't scared of nothing. And that's how I look at Tom now. He's like the new Slim Shady, right? But he can also be Marshall Mathers. He can be Eminem, but at the end of the day, he's just Tom. He's Tom. He's not Eminem. Even though I know he probably admires him and used him for some, motivation, inspiration. He's definitely his own guy. But he has the balls to really go at everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's worse now. Because, like I said, in today's time, you got to be more politically correct. It's more sensitive now than it was when Eminem came out. So it takes even more courage and more balls to come out and say that. And I think that's why Eminem has evolved in a different way. Seems like he's a Democrat now. So he can't even speak on a lot of these issues when it comes to trans and genders, and because he's riding with them. I'm pretty sure he's pro Biden, Kamala. He's the comments I've seen him make, he's anti-Trump, right? So, you can't even go against those things. And you know damn well that the way M used to rap, that he was against a lot of the shit that the Democrats are pushing, right? So he can't speak his mind. It's a conflict of interest with him. And it's a conflict of interest with a lot of Democrats. I have a lot of family members that I know damn well, and friends too, that I know damn well don't rock with this progressive movement. They are traditional, old school Baptists and Christians, and they are like, nobody's against gays and trans. Like, nobody's saying that y'all can't do that. It's just that the way that they're pushing that shit, like you said, the Disney shit, pushing that shit on kids. That's where it's like, yo, what's really going on here? What's the real agenda? Like, y'all pushing this shit too far. Like, y'all having rights and human rights. Nobody's upset with that. Everybody wants everybody to be happy, love who you love, do what you do. But keep that shit over there. Keep that shit in your household. Like, I don't need to know your sexuality. You don't know what my sexuality is. Like, you don't know what kind of fetishes I like and what I enjoy in my bedroom, and I ain't gonna tell you, right? Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's private. So why is all this sexualization or sexual behavior or things you like to do sexually being so out there and exposed like this, especially when it comes to the kids, right? So it's just wild that, there's a line being drawn right now. And that's why this political thing is so intense, because the way that the world is moving into this progressive thing where you're seeing that the ball keeps moving further and further. Like, I just saw something today where, I said a long time ago that the LGBTQ community wasn't just gonna stop at the Q. It was gonna keep growing. And now it's like LGBTQIA plus. I saw a new thing where it was called symbiosexual. I mean, it was like symbiote, like what's the Marvel joint, the new the symbiotes. What's the name of that shit? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it's like symbiosexual. That is a new thing now. I didn't even look into it to see what it meant, right? I was like, okay, add S to the alphabet now, right? And it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. So pansexuals, all these things like that. And it's like, yeah, y'all do what y'all do, but this thing is growing into something that seems uncontrollable. And I predicted that. It's not going to stop. So a lot of people are looking at this progressive movement like, when is this shit going to stop? Like, how much are we going to progress into more of this shit, right? And wipe out the traditional ways and the people who have certain religions and want certain old school customs. It's like we're being disregarded and just steamrolled over. And the way we're raising our kids or want to raise our kids is being disregarded. And when it comes to that shit, that's when I don't rock with that shit. I'm like, I got respect for all gay people, trans, whatever you are. My customers I deal with on a regular basis, I deal with gay, trans, everything. I see it all, right? I don't treat them any differently. I don't give them bad service because of who they are. But when you start coming, I say I respect all, but until you come for my kids, that's when I lose it. Right. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Let's get back into this.
They want a Morgan Wall in me like Tom Macdonald said. I just want to know about which rich celebrities kiss kids. The Epstein list is hid from existence. I don't want to be nobody other than me. I want to choke the woke until they struggle to breathe. Hollywood is a joke and I'm exposing the creeps like Ellen Page and Amanda, she's squatting the pee. Born in Canada, moved to the USA, where you're probably a racist if you're not gay. All of my blacks, all of my whites. If you on the left, if you on the right, if you got a weenie and or the genie, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. All of my straights, all of my gays, all of my guys who swing both ways. If you got a weenie, tatas and peepees, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. Don't call me a white boy, I identify as black. My pronouns are the ones you didn't use, so now I'm mad. My hunters go hunting while your hunters smoking crack. I can't say the R word, so y'all are handicapped. All of my blacks, all of my whites. If you on the left, if you on the right, if you got a weenie and or the genie, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. All of my straights, all of my gays, all of my guys who swing both ways. If you got a weenie, tatas and peepees, they, them, he, Everybody needs me. One the doctor. Tell him save me mad. Me to see one rapper. He a chichi man.
Yo, this dude is a trip, man. Like, he's definitely entertaining. Dude is funny, and he don't give a fuck. That is so wild to see. I'm like, yo, he had on some glasses that had the FU on it. Like, where the fuck did he get all this shit, right? Yeah, this dude said, don't call me a white boy. I identify as black. Yo, he's like being sarcastic because, the way that it's going now, you can identify, when you start allowing that, right? You can identify with whatever you want to identify as. Like, I used to make the joke. I was like, yo, I now identify as a 6'5" NBA millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to identify as a rich athlete. Like treat me like a rich athlete now. Like, you could be whatever you want to be now. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is what people don't know is that a lot of people are identifying as animals now. Like, that's the next thing. Me and my kids, we were talking about the reptilians, the ones that, do the split tongue and they get their eyes done like reptiles, and it's crazy. It's some kids at my daughter's school, her middle school, that identify. Well, they don't identify. It's two different things. They're called furries, but there's two different kinds. There's the kind that where they feel spiritually connected to an animal, like their spirit animal, and they dress like these animals. And then there's the ones that really feel like they are animals, right? Like, she's got a girl in her class. I don't know if they got classes together this new school year, but last year she had a girl in her class who identified as a wolf, or she felt connected to the wolf spirit or whatever, right? And she actually wore a tail. She wore a tail to school, and she wore like this box on her head that was like a wolf. It was like a wolf mask. And she barks at people when she's mad, and or she's irritated, and then if she's mad at you, she barks at people. She growls and barks during class. And the teachers were like letting that shit ride. And I think they probably felt like they had their hands tied because of shit like this. They can't, infringe on what you identify as, even when it comes to identifying as an animal. I saw an Asian dude that I was identifying as a dog. Like, he's really, he walks around in this Lassie dog costume. Like, and that shit look real as hell. Like, it doesn't look like it's a dude in there. It looks like a real dog. And they just announced that he found love with another woman who walks around in a dog costume or whatever, right? And they got married as dogs. You gotta laugh at this shit, yo, because it's crazy. Like, you gotta laugh to keep from crying, right? But if you say that it's crazy, or you say that it's a mental condition or a mental illness that may need to be checked, they'll call you crazy, or they'll call you homophobe or transphobia or dog phobia, whatever, right? So it's just all out of control. It's a wild Western civilization conundrum we're in right now. You're seeing a lot of other countries taking a stand saying, we ain't doing that shit because we're trying to have some kind of control here when it comes to, you know, our society and the way it's going to progress, right? You see how China, they block certain things on their TikTok. They block certain social media things. They also, who is that? I know Russia does it. Poland is another country where they don't play that shit, right? Because they don't want chaos to ensue. When they look at us, they see chaos. And something I said a long time ago is I said, sometimes too much freedom can be a bad thing. Too much freedom can lead to chaos. I saw a guy, this dude, Charleston White, this dude crazy. He be saying some wild stuff, but some of it makes you think. He was talking about how America needed a dictator. He was like, we actually need a dictator to control some of this chaos that's going on. I ain't gonna say if I agree with that or not. What I will say is that too much freedom can cause chaos. Look at your children. If you give your kids too much freedom, they're going to destroy themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's because they're not mature enough to, or mentally stable enough, emotionally stable enough to handle a lot of the changes and influences that they're absorbing, right? And I think that's what's going on with society is a lot of people are suffering from a lot of different mental health issues. And they're all being expressed in different ways. And you're not allowed to check any of it. It's just no holds barred. Everything is free to be free, whatever. Everything goes, right? And if that continues, then yeah, it's gonna be chaos. You're not gonna be able to get anything done. Nobody's gonna agree on anything. It's just no matter how outlandish your shit is, it's gonna be acceptable, right? And yeah, it's gonna lead to some chaos for sure. So yeah, I just had to tap into that because I had a feeling this is what he was going to be talking about. All the middle fingers, the pictures that I saw, I was like, yo, he's probably saying F everybody and everything, right? But in a sarcastic way, but also in a loving way too. The genius of it, the way that he's stating it, it's there's a lot of underlying messages in there, right? So yeah, once again, Tom is right on point. He's definitely addressing the issues in a very unique and unadulterated, never scared type of way. And that's why you got to appreciate him as an artist. We need him. Like he said, everybody needs me. We need people like him to speak on these things, right, and address it. Because without that, it's all gonna go crazy, right? And that's how I pride myself in being one of those type of people too. I'm gonna speak my piece. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna just be one of these quiet ones that just sit back and just watch chaos ensue, right? There's got to be some kind of checks and balances. And the thing is we all can be united and we all can be happy and do our own thing. Everybody is filled with different religions, different ideals, different principles, but you can be all of these things and still live happily amongst each other. Right? It's just, you just can't be too sensitive and too close-minded to the point where you feel like everybody has to agree with your point of view and what you're about. It's no, do your thing and let other people do their thing, but don't infringe your thing onto my thing, especially when it comes to the kids. Like, let's respect each other. Let's live amongst each other. Let's show love to each other. But, let's also have, some kind of like ceiling here. Like there's got to be some lines drawn. There's got to be some things that cannot be crossed. Like, we got to have some kind of rules and regulations when it comes to some of this shit, because like I said, chaos will ensue. So we'll see how it goes, man. This election is going to determine a lot, and when it comes to all these different things that he's addressing, it's either going to go to 100 more levels after this, or there's going to be some kind of maintenance of structure, and still and be able to show that you still can have structure, and still everybody can have their rights and their freedoms, and be able to love who you love and do what you want to do, but in your motherfucking space, in your motherfucking house, behind your motherfucking doors. So until next time, man, appreciate y'all for coming and tuning in one more time. And if you're offended, 100.